Welcome to Energy. On today's show, find out how you can help shape the future of public art in O'Fallon, see what the city's landscape division is doing to combat a growing pest problem, plus meet the O'Fallon Theater Works' new director. This and more coming up on Energy. Welcome to Energy. The city was recently awarded funds to help combat a devastating insect problem coming to our community. Joining us now with all the details is Bob Deerduff, the city's landscape manager.
The City of O'Fallon recently received a $10,000 grant from the Missouri Department of Conservation's Tree Resource Improvement and Maintenance Grant Program. The funds from this grant will help in replacing trees in the area that are in danger of the emerald ash borer, an invasive species that is highly destructive to ash trees.
In the spring of 2014, emerald ash borer insect was found out near Lake St. Louis along Summers Road, Highway N area, and the emerald ash borer will kill all the ash trees in our area, which O'Fallon community could be around 37,000 ash trees. O'Fallon has 247 ash trees on municipal properties, and 133 of those are in our park system, and the balance is like here at City Hall, at T.R.I.M Stadium, and a few other areas where there are still ash trees on municipal ground. The one vital component here is to make sure we replant trees back into the community regardless of what kind it is or whether or not you have an ash tree, because we want to make sure that our net total of trees and our green canopy stays in balance, or possibly we could have more trees after the EAB comes through the O'Fallon community. In this year's T.R.I.M grant, we'll be planting 64 trees, and we hope in the next 5 years to add 300 trees total. For the 2016 grant, we are going to put replacement trees in at Sports Park and at Civic Park, Westhoff Park, and at T.R.I.M Stadium. These are all places where we have ash trees and we anticipate losing them in time.
This grand project would not have happened without the approval of the council.
And I really want to thank O'Fallon's City Council for approving the budget in anticipation of the grant that we received. Without their support, we wouldn't even been able to qualify for the grant.
For more information on the emerald ash borer, visit the City of O'Fallon's website at o'fallon.mo.us.
The city is developing a public art master plan and is looking for your opinion on where public art would have the most impact on O'Fallon. Here's more on how you can participate in the survey.
Public art has a fascinating history in the United States. The first public art programs got their start as part of the New Deal in 1934, when artists were commissioned to create high-quality work for federal buildings. Since then, public art has spread across the country and taken on dozens of forms. Public art creates a sense of identity for cities and communities. Even if you've never been to Chicago, you're probably familiar with the famous Cloud Gate, which is affectionately nicknamed the Bean by residents and tourists alike. The Arch is an unmistakable landmark in St. Louis, which is also home to the free Lohmeyer Sculpture Park and dozens of other examples of public art. These installations are more than just eye candy. They have a real, measurable economic impact on their communities. In Oregon, public art adds more than $300 million to the state's economy every year. In New York, more than 40,000 people are employed in the arts, and the state's public art brings in an estimated 25 million annual visitors. Public art is an important part of civic planning, and now we're developing a public art master plan to bring public art to the city of O'Fallon.
I think what public art does for a community is it really brings people together. It's one of these things that you don't really realize what you don't have until you get it and you realize what you've been missing all this time. Public art in any city tends to just set a positive tone for the whole community, and that's what we're trying to accomplish with this.
The city has already created several public art installations. The Veterans Memorial Walk is a beautiful monument dedicated to our country's servicemen and women. Travelers have enjoyed our CLIP program installations, which include our identification signage. To introduce even more public art, the City of O'Fallon has teamed up with Via Partnerships LLP. Their expertise will help us develop our public art master plan, but we also need your help.
Residents are the key to this whole thing, residents and business owners of O'Fallon. We really need the community to get involved. We thought, what a great way to do this. The best way we could possibly reach as many people as possible is by an online survey, which is what VIA ended up doing. They're hosting it. And residents can go on to any city website, the Parks and Rec website, the RSC website, the main city website, and just go on and take the survey. It takes 5 to 7 minutes, and it's a fun survey. It's got pictures of art, what you would like to think. It really opens your mind, so it's going to be really interesting to see what the community thinks.
By answering our public art survey, you can help shape the future of public art in O'Fallon. Public art can take many forms, from murals and sculptures to architectural designs and interactive installations. By sharing your thoughts, you'll help us understand where public art could have the greatest impact and how we can make O'Fallon more attractive to residents and visitors.
I mean, it could be anything from artwork on the corridors, Highway K or Main Street. It could be art specifically in the parks. It could be specifically set aside and partnered with trails. It could delineate neighborhoods like Winghaven or North O'Fallon. There's so many different directions it could take, and there's write-in areas on that questionnaire too, so we may be missing something completely, and some astute resident or business owner may say, hey, what about this angle? So right now, the sky's the limit. I'm just really excited to see what it's going to be.
The survey will be available on our city websites through early March, and we encourage every resident and business owner to get involved in the future of public arts. We're excited to offer something that benefits the entire community, and we'd like to understand what our residents most want to see in our public art installations. Head online, take our survey, and make sure your voice is heard in the development of our public art master plan.
Jeff Birding from the Parks Division is this month's featured employee. Here's more about Jeff and his position with the city.
Jeff Birding started working for the City of O'Fallon 19 years ago as a park specialist, taking care of ball fields and doing general maintenance in the parks. From there, he continued to move up the ladder to his current position of Parks Maintenance Supervisor.
My job mainly consists of monitoring the daily activities in the parks, making sure the crews are doing the assignments they're supposed to be doing, just getting the general maintenance taken care of. Primarily with our athletic fields. I oversee the soccer complexes, baseball, softball, and football fields. So we just have to make sure they're set up on a daily maintenance program to make sure that they're ready for the public to use. Then we also just have the general maintenance in the regular parks, make sure they're clean, ready to go.
Jeff's other responsibilities include directing snow removal operations and the preparation for festivals and special events.
Our biggest thing right now, two things going on. We just finished with the celebration of lights. A lot of my crew is helping with Tim's crew, and we're taking down the lights and the displays over at Zumwalt Park. We just had the worst flooding that we've seen in O'Fallon. Just occurred a few weeks ago. Both Sports Park, our soccer complex, and out here at Dames Park, which is our football complex, both completely went underwater. So our crews are working pretty diligently right now, trying to get the parks cleaned up and reopened back up, the way they should be for the public.
Jeff has his hands full more than ever these days, from added responsibilities as a supervisor to added responsibilities with additional parks.
When I first started here, the city was 3 parks. It was Westhoff Park, had the ball fields in it. We had Civic Park, and we had Zumwalt Park. Since then, we've developed Sports Park down south end Highway K. The Ozzie Smith Complex adjoining to Westhoff Park came on. Canals Park and Dames Park have all been developed since I've been here.
Despite the increased workload, there are plenty of reasons Jeff shows up every day.
I really like working for the city and in my job because it's not the same old grind every day. I get to come to work every day, face different challenges. A lot of my responsibilities now with my new position is sitting behind the desk, doing payroll and a lot of other paperwork, but I can still get out and get into the different parks, see what's going on with the crews, take part in what they're doing. I really enjoy maintaining what the city has, growing so quickly. It seems like we're just building more parks, adding more and more to it. I'd really like to do my best and strive to get the rest of the crew to do their best to maintain what we have, as well as the development of the new areas of the parks. You know, I don't like to see one area slide off just to create a new area.
Now it's time to meet O'Fallon Theater Works' newest director, Melissa Boyer.
Melissa Boyer started working for O'Fallon Theater Works in August of 2015. She brings with her a degree in English, theater, and a master's in directing, along with experience in acting and directing.
I think the biggest thing that I bring is I have a lot of experience beyond in O'Fallon, and so I love to invite people from St. Charles and St. Louis area to come and join the O'Fallon Theater Works community.
After years of working in theater, Melissa discovered that her true calling was behind the scenes.
I loved acting for a long time, and I've even done bigger parts like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, but I kind of found that my place is really behind the scenes. That's where I really like the creativity side, but being behind the scenes is where I think I feel more comfortable.
Melissa is excited about O'Fallon Theater Works and is looking forward to the future and its potential to become bigger and better.
I think O'Fallon Theater Works, it is a really, really good theater for its small community, but I think that it's a theater that is ready to expand. And I think that it's a theater that's ready to open up to musicals. I know they've done them a little bit in the past, but I'd really love to see them expand into that and maybe into shows that are a little bit more kind of on the fringe, that aren't, you know, perfectly good or old-timey shows that push the envelope a little bit, and maybe more well-known shows and newer shows. And I think it's got a fantastic future ahead of it. I'm really looking forward to publicizing this company and helping it to really grow into a very large, well-known theater company.
Melissa is currently working on O'Fallon Theater Works' next production.
This coming in March, in the first 2 weekends of March, we are doing Noises Off. A lot of people will know the movie from a couple decades ago, and it is just a play that holds up just beautifully. And it's funny, and it's got a lot of physical humor and a slapsticky, it's a farce, and it's a play within a play. And I think even people that haven't been on stage, when you watch it, you get a sense of what it's like to be in a play, because you see a scene and then you get to watch it from behind the scenes, and then you get to watch it transition into chaos the third time you watch the scene. So it really makes you feel like you're a part of this play. One thing that I would like everyone to know is that this is a fantastic theater that is open to newcomers. If anybody has ever thought about auditioning or being in a play, now is a great time to get involved. We're doing kids shows this summer, we're doing Anne Frank in the fall, and we just have a bright future that we would welcome anybody to come and be a part. And if they don't want to be on stage, we have openings behind the stage and a set building and all kinds of opportunities. And I think this theater has great things ahead of it. It's a great time to join us.
O'Fallon's Parks and Recreation Department offers plenty of fun activities for your little ones to enjoy.
We have a lot of great youth programs that will be up and coming, as well as events. Some of the programs we'll be offering are Come Learn With Me. We'll have a brand new program called Mommy and Me Mondays, and then we'll also have our RSC dance classes. We have 2 brand new events that we will be doing this year. We will have Dr. Seuss Day, which will go along with the national holiday. At that activity, they will be doing different crafts, reading books, talking about Dr. Seuss. The next event that we will be having is our underwater egg hunt. And at our underwater egg hunt, we will be doing a dive for eggs. So it'll be a different, unique experience maybe from what you typically do for Easter. And we will be giving away prizes, and they will even get to see the Easter Bunny. To find out more information about our programs, you can go on to the Renaud Spirit Center website, renaudspiritcenter.com, or you can give us a call at 636-474-2732.
Now let's check in with this week's community calendar of events.
Kids, make the most of your summer at this year's Summer Day Camp. You'll enjoy making crafts, playing games, enjoy exercising, singing, swimming, and taking a weekly field trip to a fun destination. Registration for residents and Renaud Spirit Center members opens at 7 a.m. on Saturday, March 12th at the Renaud Spirit Center. Registration for non-residents opens at 8 a.m. on Monday, March 28th. Join Walgreens Pharmacist on the 3rd Monday of each month for free discussion lectures on obtaining optimal health. Topics include heart health, stress management, insomnia, migraines, dementia, and more. The next topic of discussion is colorectal cancer awareness, taking place on Monday, March 21st from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. at the Renaud Spirit Center. Attention seniors, join others for a fun day playing Mahjong at the Renaud Spirit Center. Mahjong is a game of skill, strategy, and calculation that is played with tiles marked with Chinese characters and symbols. The new group meets twice a month and coffee is provided. Registration is required and ends 1 week before the program's start date. The next session will take place on Thursday, March 24th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Renaud Spirit Center. Pick up your heels right here in O'Fallon. Come and dance to the latest country songs in this monthly program. Instructor Pat Leffler will teach a new dance each night. The next session will take place on Saturday, March 26th from 7 to 11 p.m. at the O'Fallon Municipal Center. Cost is $8. Register online prior to the night of the dance at renaudspiritcenter.com or call the Renaud Spirit Center at 636-474-2732.
That's it for today's show. Thank you for joining us. We'll now leave you with a look at this year's Cabin Fever Days.